It's Week 15 of the NFL, and our focus is on this team's sure-handed wide receiver, who's closing in on 1,000 yards receiving on the year. Hold on tight. We're in for an exciting one, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience,
all bye weeks now in the rear-view mirror. We are full speed ahead in the race for the postseason. Week 15 is underway on EA Sports. We stopped on the return at the 27. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. And it's going to be the man under center who brings him out, now in his 9th NFL season.
and he wonders, he's about to take his first snap today. Yeah, he took care of the football last week, Kate. That was great. No interceptions. But just the one touchdown. Be curious if he cranks up that aggressive knob today.
Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Finds him on the crossing route. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that'll be a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
First down, ball at the 36. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Back-to-back carries here. And he works it down to the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down. One's out and cut on the right side. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Quite the opening drive they put together, partner. New set of downs all the way down to the 25. Here's a give up the middle. And he could only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Looking for a throw here. Cut out left. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he drives this forward to the 6. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Dropping back to throw. Looking, pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop it. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your effort.
Intercepted in the end zone!
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, it gets intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it 100-plus yards for 6 the other way. But what a gigantic swing of emotion.
So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And they'll have a veteran leading them out. It's their 9th-year quarterback.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
And he's tackled up across the 20 at the 22. A look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Now looking to throw. We've got a screen to the running back. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
That one ends up a gain of 6. And they'll have 1st down. They're set up at the 35 now. They'll throw on 1st. Hits him on the out route. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And they're going to have a 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. They give it to him again. And they bring him down around the 34. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up. Pass play now. Through the middle. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they face 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Tight end in motion left. 2nd and 10 now. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They'll try and punch it in. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, and instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
And the catch is made for the touchdown. These guys have a great first drive and get the game's first points. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
That one right down the middle. And his guys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Has this at the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So here comes this offense for its second series of the game. And they got off on the wrong foot here with that opening drive interception that led to points the other way.
Yeah, and what this defense has shown is they are going to capitalize on your mistakes, and not just a little, but by a lot. So from here on out, you better play some mistake-free football because this defense is hunting for more.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Back to the well again. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. He gets 6 on that play. And it sets up first down.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Throwing from the gun here. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. So that brings up 2nd down. This, our last play of the quarter. They'll throw on 2nd and 10. Hits him on the in route. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. Neither side separating much so far. Back in a moment with more of the NFL on EA Sports. We're back, and we'll join this drive already in progress to begin quarter 2. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's going to run this down to the 36-yard line. A strong 9-yard effort there, Brock, and it brings up 3rd and 1. Another carry for him. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. Give him 3 on that game. And that gives them the first. He's going to throw this one. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down after a short gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball. Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
And he's off the mark there. Too far behind him to adjust. That brings up 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He stopped on the return at the 27. Their offense headed back out for its 2nd drive of the contest. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their 2nd possession.
And Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
They send the tight end in motion. 3rd down from the gun. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. They're out now, ready to punt it. And this is the first time he's been called on today. Surprisingly, had to punt 5 times in last week's win, and he sends this away. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And they'll get ready to go on offense. On 1st down, they'll run. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They'll run here from the gun. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Putting a receiver in motion. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. They motion the tight end over. Back to the air on 2nd down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Running it now out of the gun. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Give him 2 yards on the play. It's going to be 4th down and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
On now comes their punter. Coming off a busy week, 5 punts in the loss, and he sends this one away. The offense headed back to the field. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Completed over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, give your quarterback a chance.
And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. But at that defense from flying around and making the play.
That's 16 on the pickup, and it'll give him a first down.
Kate, when you watch the Combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw, and without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. Throwing the out route complete. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And it'll give him a first down. Working inside the red zone. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket can get even more aggressive.
And he barrels across for the touchdown. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
They're out to try and tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And these guys drive their lead to 11. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. He fields it from the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And they find themselves trailing by 11 as they take over down 14-3. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's a toss headed right. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll give him a first down. Now he'll throw off the play fake. He's trying to lay it in deep along the right. He's got it inside the 25. How about a big hitter, 30, 40 yards there and a new set of downs.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. From the red zone now. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know what I call that, Kate? Punch, and you took a punch, but then you countered right back. You give up a big play, massive play, but you don't hang your head. You come right back, you get a sack of your own, and you change the momentum as quickly as you can.
And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. They'll throw it. Dump off, caught by his back. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. He'll throw it yet again. The shot to the end zone is incomplete.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Cut near the goal line. He has the touchdown. All right, Brock, take me inside the helmet of a quarterback here. As you're laying there after taking that hit, are you asking your linemen? Are you listening to the crowd? What are you doing to find out if you made the connection?
Yes, yes, yes to all of that. You're listening to the crowd. That's kind of your first indicator as you're laying there. That roar, what is it? Is it a touchdown? Is it a pick? And then your buddies let you know right away as they pick you off the ground, and that is a hit you will take for 6 every time.
That one splits the uprights. And his guys cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Here's a return from the 7. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. They've got 1st down from the 31. Airing it out to start this drive. Short pass brought in. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 36. He's got Watson. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that'll be a 1st down. Back to throw. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. This one intended for the running back. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Still sticking with the passing game. Finds him over the middle. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Pass play coming here. That's caught for the 1st. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Now the offense going to take its 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
That is incomplete. Down to 13 seconds left.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. 2nd and 15. No better luck than the last play, Brock, as he just has to get rid of it.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
They get to him and bring him down. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. So out now comes the punter. And he'll try to have his second punt top his first one. First punt win 45 yards. This looks considerably further. And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. That brings us to halftime. Just a 4-point game thus far. As we'll kick you over now to Orlando for the EA Sports. All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. The ball is teed up, and we're off in quarter number 3. Returning it from the 4. This return makes it up to the 25. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. It is caught left side. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. New set of downs for him at the 38. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Caught by the open man. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute it.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. A give now from the gun. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
First down from the red zone. This throw is caught. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Hand off to the back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, that play call, it was certainly about playing it safe and just running it from the goal-to-go situation. But I'm not sure it's possible with how well this defense is holding up.
Running for it again. And he's brought down for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all...
Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Recovered by the defense. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding, offense.
So that was holding on the offense, and a quick declination from the defense means this stands as a turnover. From the gun, here's a handoff. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Hits him on the out route. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
Catch is made down the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And they'll have first down.
Hey, this is one of those situations where, Kate, even as a former QB, I really feel for these corners in this league. They got the hardest job in football, sticking to guys on these routes and on a comebacker in particular, where that receiver breaks it off. Man, that can be so difficult to defend.
That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
Cut for big yards on the right side. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. They're going play action. Throwing this back in the end zone. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
Looking for the back that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money.
No place to go. They get him to the turf and force a turnover on downs.
Well, this one never had a chance. Between the pressure right there in his face and the coverage downfield, quarterback still should have at least thrown it up there and given somebody an opportunity to make a play.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Lone back gets the handoff. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
Escapes the pocket. He can run it. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
And that throw just too high for him. Whew, very fortunate that didn't go as a turnover, but still plenty of options left on 3rd and short. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Back to throw it. Into traffic, complete. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Tight end in motion right. They'll throw it again. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's tackled for no gain. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
At the 21-yard line.
Plowing up the middle. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. They get about 4 there, need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
They're throwing it. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. This offense headed out as we get a look at their running back. They'll look to knot up this game right now as they trail 17-10. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. He's on. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Back to throw now. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. And that boot will instead be what starts our 4th quarter. We've reached the end of the 3rd. It's still just a 1-score game as we resume play in the 4th. They'll send out the punting unit. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. Absolutely crushed his 1st punt, and here's another huge one. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. It looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up. The tight end going in motion right. 2nd and 10 now. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Back to throw. Ooh, he missed that one, and he knew it. Put it behind his guy, and now it's 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. This offense making its way back out now. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. They'll run here on 1st down. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field.
Offside. Defense.
Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him.
Still 1st down.
A bit jumpy across the way there, and that halves the distance ahead of him on 1st down. Here's a throw. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete. Broken up by a big guy at the line. And that sets up 2nd and 5. Here's the handoff. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Finds the in route complete. And they can't chop to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Working inside the red zone. Too much on that, and it sails through the end zone, incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. This one's caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
From the gun on 3rd down. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
Desperation time here on 4th. And he's going to go down. They get to him on 4th and goal and complete the defensive stand.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
And there's only one team satisfied with their spot in the playoffs right now, and that's the one currently at the top. A lot of time left for everybody else to jostle for better position, or simply for one of the 7 spots available. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
1st and 10, looking to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
3rd down and 10 yards to go.
They go play action here. Putting the body on the line for his team.
Holding. Offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. 3rd and long for him here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And now they're staring at 4th and long. They'll bring out the punter here. And he's been getting all of it every time out. Getting about 50 yards of boots so far, and here's another quality effort. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. 58 yards on the punt there. And they're going to take over possession. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. 2nd and 6 coming up here. They send a tight end in motion. The give here on 2nd. And this one doesn't go far. They made it to single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. He'll look to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st down, ball at the 36. Setting up a throw. Finds him over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And they're going to have a 1st down. From the red zone now. Short pass brought in. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
That throw doesn't lead to 6. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up. He'll throw it. He brings it in. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
Still sticking with the passing game. And the connection made in the end zone. Touchdown! These guys now trailed by just a point in the 4th. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a 1-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
So a chance to tie it up again here in the 4th. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Starting from the 5. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. 1st and 10 now from the 30. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But of course we know, it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Another try following the sack. That's incomplete left side. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. He's back to throw. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Calls for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 34-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt, and it's going to be their football coming up. They're set up at the 35 now. They'll throw to begin this drive. Hits him on the out route. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. That's 16 on the pickup. And it sets up 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Now after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. 2nd and 12 behind the sticks. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. It is cut left side. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
They're set up at the 35 now. Setting up to pass. Dumped off to his running back.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
His quick throw knocked away, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And without much room, he's going to go down at the 32-yard line. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their 1st. 4th down, and we're going to see just how clutch he is on this kick. He was money on his 1st field goal, Brock. His 2nd coming a little inside of 50 yards.
That's called getting his job done, Kate, drilling it right through. And now they're in position to win this game. Now it's on some of those guys who are out there with them on the kick, those defenders, to hang on to this lead to give them the win.
Return coming from the 6. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Running back sent in motion. Back to throw. Brought in right side. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Working fast as the clock ticks towards 0. Completed over the middle. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. He'll look to throw it. Finds a man right side. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
That one's complete over the middle. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Finds his man over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Here he is to throw. It's cut right side by Watson. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that gives them the first. So now the field goal unit runs on in a very big spot. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Now out comes the field goal unit as they try this one. From the right hash, a 49-yard look. Looking good, and it's through. And inside the final minute, they've tied this up.
These are the moments, Kate, when you realize how valuable a clutch kicker is. When he's the only guy out there and everybody relying on him, and he delivers.
He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. On first down, they'll run. And he couldn't do a whole lot there. Minimal yardage picked up to the 27. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Well, Brock, 4 quarters, couldn't decide a winner. And now we're set up for an exciting conclusion to this contest. Overtime is coming up next. So as we go through this coin toss, Brock, I'm sure most of our fans know it, but this is something that can decide the game. If the team who gets it first scores a touchdown, the game is over. But if they only kick a field goal, their opponent gets it with a shot to win or tie. And if we play beyond those 2 possessions, the next score would then win. Now hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Their offense ready to take the field now. And they've fought hard, not just against their opponents on the field, Brock, but the tens of thousands of opponents in the stands. And it's led him to a chance to now silence everybody here in overtime. The gun, they'll give it to him inside. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Tackle made by the rookie from Wisconsin. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Throwing off the play fake here. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
It's a gain of 25.
That one goes for 25 yards. And it'll give him a first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Play action on first down. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. He's dropping back to throw. He's got a screen to the running back. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Looking to the air here. He's got a man left. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down. They're set up at the 35 now. They are throwing it again. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. He'll throw it yet again. Hauled in left side. And they take him down right along the 30.
Kid, I was on the field, the young high school quarterback, just last week, and I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other to give him a chance to make a play.
And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll give him a first down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
They'll run it from the gun. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Another carry for him. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Here's 2nd and 14. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain. Well, that's one of the moments as a QB you just feel like those defenders are in your huddle. To drop them for a loss on 3rd down can't happen. That's an incredibly quick read by the defense.
It's good. The kick sails through. And the pressure now applied to that opposing sideline.
He did his job, Kate. Field goal gives them the lead. Now all eyes turn to his defense to see if they can finish this win out.
His return starts at the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Their offense running back out now. Their defense held at least a little, Brock, but the pressure is still on. They need a field goal to keep this game going or a touchdown to end it.
And I can promise you right now, lie detector test in that huddle, every single one of those guys have asked says, I want a touchdown. I'm not even thinking of a field goal. That should be your mindset to go finish this game right now.
It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Motioning Watson left. Here's a give on the jet sweep. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that'll give him a first down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing with a blitz on the way. As the open man downfield. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
3rd down from the gun. He's on the move. And he runs it in for the touchdown. Start the celebration, baby. They win it in overtime. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And it took some extra effort, Brock, some bonus football before they were finally able to separate from the opposition and earn that hard-fought victory. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It was a great effort from our winners as we say thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.